On December 19th, Adam Savage's Tested uploaded a video about Half-Life Alyx and its compatibility with the major virtual reality HMDs on the market. And unfortunately, it ended up being the community's first look at legitimate Half-Life Alyx gameplay. Within this footage, we learned a lot, but the problem is it was all filmed off-screen. There wasn't a single moment of direct feed footage captured, even though they were able to play for over 3 hours and were given permission from Valve to show off a lot of the footage. All of this was filmed on Monday the 16th, literally 3 days before the video came out, and only 5 days after the Game Awards was cancelled. Valve wanted to be able to make up for the fact that they had completely ruined the hype cycle that they had created by cancelling their appearance at the Game Awards. It's pretty much common knowledge now that Valve was going to be showing gameplay. They already had the story trailer out, so now it's time to show off what this game can be. And because they couldn't deliver for a reason we've already discussed and will be discussing at length in a minute, they wanted to be able to make up for it somehow. And for some reason, somebody at Valve thought the way to make up for a big reveal of gameplay was to allow Norm and Will from Tested to film themselves playing the levels in little snippets off camera. Unfortunately, this video showing off gameplay for the first time, coupled with Valve pulling the plug on the Game Awards, makes most in the community perceive Valve as insecure about their own game. This is unfortunately leaving a bad first impression on many in the community. Off-camera footage and a lot of people discussing things that have nothing to do with the actual gameplay makes the game look a lot worse than it actually is. Case in point, somebody in the community stabilized and color corrected the footage, and when just watching the game, the hype immediately comes back. There are also some problems with Tested. Number one, this video does not make up for canceling the Game Awards appearance. That was going to be direct captured footage of likely the first level that we're seeing now in high definition, acted out, but with teleportation only. And on a side note, Tested is actually copyright striking people that re-upload their footage, so this video may go down. Pull it offline for yourself, and I do give permission to people to try and re-upload this report only if my report is taken down. So the major point that everybody's been talking about is within this footage there is smooth locomotion being seen. A lot of people are taking this as, well, Tyler was wrong. He said that they canceled the Game Awards because the smooth locomotion wasn't available and they would have been showing off teleportation only. So the existence of smooth locomotion within this footage completely debunks everything that Tyler said. Tyler sucks, it was all speculation. That's not the case. In the video I said that smooth locomotion was added very recently and it only exists as a console command. I said it was very early in development with teleporting up ladders, no jumping, it's hacked together. Now Norm of Tested has stated on Reddit that it was an enjoyable experience, but that doesn't mean what I said was wrong. They canceled it because the gameplay they were going to be showing was teleport only. And teleport is what they have been developing this game for a long time. Take a look at the footage with the teleportation movement. It's a lot more polished. You have these modeled feet that you can rotate based on your teleportation, essentially meaning you will not always be in the orientation that you are facing when teleporting. You can choose to teleport and turn around during that teleportation. And also, this teleportation system is actually a player capsule simulation, meaning you can only teleport to a place if you were able to walk there if smooth locomotion existed. You cannot teleport through doors without first opening the door, you cannot teleport up surfaces if that surface cannot be reached otherwise, and you cannot teleport through objects that are blocking the way. This is an advanced teleportation system, and this is what Valve has been developing the game around for a long time. Smooth locomotion does exist. I said it did before the Game Awards was even canceled. It's just very early in development. Notice that any footage with smooth locomotion has the console open. It had to be activated through a console command, and it doesn't even allow for ladder or vertical movement interactions. It's just snapping and a timed teleportation. Locomotion aside, this footage isn't that bad. Once the footage is color corrected and stabilized, there is a lot to learn, and we're just gonna quickly go through them. Keycard doors that allow for keycard puzzles. A new headcrab that shatters on death. Signs that advertise traveling to the Lost Coast. Poison headcrabs turning the screen green when they bite you. A Stimpack-like syringe health kit that you shoot directly into your hand to heal. A grenade closet that sits on the wall similar to a health charger or suit charger. Basic physics between objects. Will picks up a crate full of grenades and shakes them around. Teleporting up ladders, which I said, which is kind of janky. Barnacles that pull up objects and puke on the ground. Explosive propane tanks with explosive written in Russian. We get to see the gravity gloves in action, which allow you to highlight objects in orange before you pull them to you and shoot them outward, very similar to blades and sorcery. Zombies that have a green anklet that when shot explodes the head crab on that zombie. The weapon selection inventory HUD that is taken straight out of Vertigo 2, being a weapon wheel that you choose by holding down a button and moving your hand. We have some amazing zombie animations, including zombies pulling themselves through broken subway windows, teleporting feet in the rotation teleport system that I just talked about, the actual computer screen, not VR screen, holding a Half-Life-like style HUD that includes something called resin, which we are speculating is related to the crafting system that we first saw a leak for last year, the pistol ammo being indicated by lights on the clip on the side of the pistol, HLVR icons on the desktop screen being on the side, one with just orange on black text saying HLVR, and another of Alyx's face from the episode 2 box art, all of the map names being shown, such as A2 Pistol, B-roll that shows a Valve laundry service drop-off. By the way, Valve does their employees' laundry, that's true. In one of the shots, we see a new piece of In the Valley of Gods art, which, if Valve okayed this video, which I assure you they did, that is there on purpose to tease something in the Valley of Gods. Inventory is done over the shoulder, meaning you store and grab weapons and ammo through your shoulders. Since there is no player body, there is no belt inventory system. We see an elevator with pushable buttons. The level being shown is actually the tutorial level with tutorial pop-ups on your controllers being shown, and the orange things on your wrists being used for storage. I'm not sure the item limitations for it, but there is a shot of somebody using the Stimpack syringe health kit stored in the wrist. So obviously there was a lot to learn from this footage. The problem is Valve allowed the first impression of their gameplay to be seen off camera through some other YouTube channel. This should have been done officially. If Valve is okay with showing off this first tutorial level, why not upload a bit of that gameplay footage captured direct feed to their own YouTube channel? That would cause so much hype, because the way this was shown killed a lot of people's hype. As you can see, when looking at the footage, stabilized and color corrected, it's amazing, and it could look a hell of a lot better if we could hear the game and if we could see it in high definition. The game is worth people's time, but Valve for some reason is insecure about it and not showing it off. Yes, they don't have a smooth locomotion system that is okay to show off because it's very janky, it's undeveloped, and it wasn't something that Valve even cared about up until about 6 months ago. The game has always been developed for teleportation only. That means even though we have smooth locomotion, the levels have always been made for teleportation. The enemy interactions have always been made for teleportation. Smooth locomotion will likely make the game a hell of a lot easier, and that is one of the major problems this game is going to be facing. It was always designed to be a player's first introduction to virtual reality, and comfort is over everything. It was not developed with options to allow people to adjust the intensity of the experience. It was always developed to be the most comfortable game, period. So shoving in these high intensity abstractions that the enthusiast players want is great, but it means that it will break the design that Valve has been creating over the last 3.5 to 4 years. I'm incredibly excited for Half-Life Alyx. This video should not kill your hype, it's misrepresenting the game. Valve should upload direct feed gameplay, and we're likely going to see that next month. What confuses me is this video went up right when people start leaving for the holidays. So this was done very quickly. This was done to try and make up for the cancellation of the Game Awards, even though it doesn't do that whatsoever. I appreciate the video. I hope Tested doesn't copyright strike this video, and thank you very much for watching. If you want to be able to know what I'm working on when I'm working on it and just follow up on all the news that happens, follow my Twitter. It's at ValveNewsNetWar. There's no K. I really recommend it, and I'd appreciate it if you could. And if you want to ask me any questions, or if you're confused about anything, the Twitter has the DMs open. I try and respond to as many of them as I can. And I also have an email, tylernewsnetwork@gmail.com. If you want to support these videos, you can support the Patreon, link down in the description below. If you do, you get your name in the credits, and you also get to watch some of these videos early. If you're not a fan of Patreon, my PayPal email is tylermcvicker@yahoo.com for a one-time donation. I'd appreciate it if you could. Again, thank you very much for watching. I'm Tyler McVicker. This is Valve News Network. If you're new to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe. Have a good day. Adios.